hi friends and viewers and people with functioning brains who have open minds. Get ready for a rant. Kids, I need you to be quiet. I'm going to rant. Right now I'm not wearing a shirt. Right now I'm going to talk about something very controversial. I just don't give a fuck. Okay, so I have to be careful what I say. And that's why I don't give a fuck. I have an attitude, because that's the only thing you can do in this situation. I'm just doing a video. When I become someone of a public policy or a decision maker, which is in the very near future when the shit hits the fan, then it'll be different. But right now I have to cut my teeth on theoretical shit. We're talking about Syria. I'm not going to write that in the title or the tags or anything, so nobody really knows until you watch this. And you might ask why, but I think you can assume why. In this case, you can presume if you've been aware of things. They don't want me to say certain things. It will get suppressed. They don't want to. If they find out that I've said something, they will make sure that the information cannot come out. You guys got to go to the playground if you're going to throw those around, because I don't want it hitting the equipment. This can shatter equipment. Give me one of these. They're throwing these around, so we have some basic logical rules. This is not the room for playing with them. You know that. Syria is possibly going to go into escalation. I want to hope not, but all the signs are there and all the talk is coming out. The war hawks. War hawks are people that clamor for war. They're warmongers, but they're not willing to fight themselves. They would never go to the front line, and they would never send their children to the front line. So these are the most reprehensible kind of people, and they will be punished. They are now getting together. They're basically like the neocons, or whatever they are right now, if you still want to call them the neocons. Probably they are. They have the same alliances. Some of them have died since the time that Cheney and Bush came in. Fortunate for the rest of us. And some of them passed into hell, but they could have been replaced by some younger versions. Hopefully, I don't know how a younger version, the generation can be that stupid, but I guess they do find people from within their ranks or their families. Russia is clearing out as far as not having any boots on the ground, because they don't want to be implicated, but they're still making deliveries because they're keeping their business deals. You know, that they keep their word. They're going to deliver the high-tech stuff, then they're bringing in the EC2s or the satellite tracking shit, as Scarface says. Now, the mercenaries are the ones that are really fighting this war right now, and the ones that the U.S. empire is backing are the FSA crazies, the heart gougers and cannibals and that filth, as well as the Al-Qaeda, which don't seem to be exactly the same, because there's some infighting, unless they're just faking it. Unless the news is just made to confuse us. But the news shows that these two factions have been fighting within the battlefront, and just about 2 weeks ago, Al-Qaeda knocked off one of the FSA commanders. So this is pretty shocking, but actually it's predictable that you have not much harmony amongst these thieves and murderers, and if Al-Qaeda has a religious basis for this jihad, if they just want to get rid of Assad and the rulers of Syria because they're secular, I don't know, then you'd have to line them up, align them with the Muslim Brotherhood. And those are the ones that have just been ousted in Egypt. So this is confusing because the U.S. seems to be backing all different kind of sides. Now you see this, the United States was happy, or at least accepting, of Morsi, and he was Muslim Brotherhood. Now the U.S. doesn't seem to be, like it wasn't in their plans to oust him, and they want the military to buckle down, which is now the power in Egypt. So they're not with the extreme religious, or so it seems. And then you've got, obviously Muslim Brotherhood's influence in the rebellion against Syrian government and Assad regime. So the United States does seem to be more supportive of the extreme jihadists. But it's very contradictory. I thought that the United States is against the terrorists. Are any of you trying to follow what's really going on? I mean, is it possible to? I mean, is it the rules of the game? Is it just to like cause as much chaos and stupidity as possible, and just destroy the whole region, to destabilize the whole region, so that Israel can benefit? Because Israel is the only bastion there that they're propping up, or that Israel does itself. I mean, Israel does pretty well to look after itself. That's the mentality of the modern Israeli Jew, and I know it very well. This is not particularly about that. I could do a whole other video about Israel, and I probably will pretty soon. But with the exception of something like Jordan, that's stable. And why is Jordan stable? They're always doing what they're told. So we got the Saudis wanting to get involved. They're putting in funding, sending whatever they can. They don't want Syria. Turkey also, from the other side, they don't want Syria. But look, Turkey also has a large population that's not pro-Israel. So I guess their government really has to be nice with Israel now, because the other parties like Europe and the United States probably told Turkey, hey, you better settle down these people, you better make sure you're more pro-Israel. I'm pretty sure that was going on, because they want to sandwich Syria. And then of course you've got Iraq, and Iraq has already been destabilized. If you've been following that for the last, what is it now, 12 years or more? Alright, I hope there's no escalation, but there's probably going to be escalation, and I don't give a fuck what YouTube or Google thinks about what I said here. It had to be said. I mean, just the things that I've told you right now and put it in perspective, the mainstream media is not telling you any of this. And I have some sources here and there, and I'm also open to research if you want to contact me with some intel, whatever. But this is not a good thing for the people of the world, where they could be getting along, there could be peace, but the powers that be, these filthy evil ones, are not going to let it happen. All the way from Well, you know who it is. Just turn on the news and you see their faces. These idiots running things. Thanks for listening. Make your comments. Most people in the United States don't really care. They're just sick of it. They've just been confused about this for the whole time. It's the plan. It's the media that lies and the government that's telling them to do that. Share this with all your friends if you think they might be interested. This is intro to World War III. And favorite this, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe.